Welcome to a new episode of the Life Shortcuts blog. Today we will talk about identity theft and how you can protect your identity. First, a quick disclaimer. This video is for education purposes only. This is neither professional nor legal advice. We will cover some definitions, why and how criminals steal identities, a quick overview of recent incidents, then we will discuss some options to protect yourself and your family. First, a definition. An identity typically is what distinguishes you from another person and helps others distinguish you from another person. Identity theft is when someone uses someone else's information to obtain some benefit, especially financial. Criminals steal your ID for many reasons, mainly to obtain a loan or credit in your name, or bypass some restrictions such as international travel restrictions, physical access to a building. Criminals may also steal your identity to intentionally smear your reputation or gain access to something that belongs to you. They could do so by stealing your ID papers, such as a driver's license or passport. They could also obtain your personal details by hacking into a government or corporate database that already stores your sensitive data. They may also pretend they are you to a person or business who has not yet met you. This is common, for example, with people who do not have a credit history. So a criminal may use your SSN, date of birth, but a completely different address to order things, deliver them to that other address, and have you responsible for the costs. Here is a short list of recent hacks, if you're curious. This happens all over the world as well. Even governments get hacked, and more often than you think. To prevent certain financial crimes, it is important to understand some concepts, such as the different types of credit checks you can do. For example, a credit inquiry is when an institution checks your credit without affecting your score. For example, this may happen when you apply for insurance, for telephone service, and such. Secondly, a credit check affects your score and appears to other creditors, and typically is done when you are applying for credit, that is, a loan, such as a car loan, a credit card, or a mortgage. Thirdly, a credit review is when a bank or company already does business with you, and they already did a credit check or inquiry, but want to periodically make sure there are no new problems in your spending and payment patterns. A few more definitions. I promise it will make a bit more sense soon. A credit lock or a credit freeze are almost identical. They prevent credit inquiries as well as credit checks, but not credit reviews. The main difference between a lock and a freeze is cost. Locks typically cost money, but freezes are free since late 2018. Lastly, a credit fraud alert does not prevent any credit checks or inquiries, but will give creditors a message asking them to call you or see you in person before opening a new account. It is important to note that a credit fraud alert needs to be filed with just one bureau, who is required to notify the others. But for credit freezes and locks, you need to do it with each bureau separately. Here is a list of the top credit history bureaus in the US. Here are some other bureaus that deal with non-credit accounts. And a few more bureaus. There are many things you can do to protect your ID. What I do is I freeze all 3 major bureaus, plus Innovis. I also check all my reports at least once a year. And don't forget your kids, if you have them. Criminals often use your child's SSN to obtain credit in their name, possibly causing a headache for your children in the future. Here is some information on what to do and how. Other crime exist, like title fraud, someone getting arrested and giving your name instead of theirs, so on and so forth. Protect your online accounts. Use multi-factor authentication, hard passwords, among other things. I live somewhere where the county automatically notifies me if the ownership of my home is transferred. However, most localities do not. You need to watch those records yourself or hire a company that does that for you. I once had a criminal forward my mail to another address, and they used a credit card number of mine to buy gold and had the seller ship it to my address. Guess who got the gold? Nope, it was not the criminal. They were about to. But I had signed up for the USPS informed delivery service, quickly noticed something was wrong, and a federal law enforcement agency caught the criminals in time. Lastly, in today's world, you cannot be vigilant enough. Google yourself frequently and make sure your name is reflective of reality, not some criminal's activity that they attributed to you. If you liked this video, please comment, like, and subscribe. We always will look forward to posting more, hopefully useful video.